In Zentangle artwork, sometimes when you're trying to color shapes, the color process doesn't work unless you do a couple of things, and sometimes it's going to be different things. For instance, on some of these shapes, and I'm going to open up the artist's clip group here, we have this shape that's over here on the upper right. So let me zoom in. Okay, I'm going to click on the circle for that shape, and I may want to add another shape on the bottom of this one to color the white area, because I've gone into the shape right now and they're strokes. That's all they are, and each one of those shapes has no fill. So we're going to have to create a fill in order to recolor the fill. And I'm just going to make it white for now, and then use the Recolor Artwork window to recolor the background. But let's first color the black strokes. Now let's see if we can recolor them just by doing the normal click on the circle, edit colors, recolor artwork, and now right here, the only problem in not coloring these strokes here was the fact that the artist had to click on that line. But this is what I want all of you to do first. I want you to make sure that over here it's not on auto. I want you to go to all. All right, just go to all. On the very first shape you do, make it say all. Now turn off and on the recolor button. Close, say OK, close the window, and now go right back into the window, and you can click on this line, and now it allows me to recolor it. Now there's another process I may have to go through with some of these, and I am going to show you that process too. So now I can click on the black square. I have my arrow. I can take the saturation away. I can actually bring off the color and make it any color I want. Okay, so I'm going to click OK. Now here's how I would actually add a color to the background. So I'm going to have to draw for a second. If the student doesn't want the white back there and they want a color, this is what they're going to have to do. So I'm going to lock up all the other items that are in here except that particular shape. See it? Okay. Now I'm going to take and leave this selected, and whatever I draw is going to go way down here to the bottom, underneath everything. Right now it's going to start being on top, and that's okay. So I'm taking the P key, I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to, and this is what you may have to do. Look at how I'm going to take this, and I have to Control Z back because I need to lock up everything, not the parent group, not this, but I'm going to lock everything inside so my pen doesn't think I want to touch any one of these. So yeah, it looks like I have a lot of stuff locked up, but I left the layer unlocked. See the layer? It's unlocked. Now in the pen tool, now I can't click on anything else but the shape I'm actually drawing, and I'm going to take the stroke away for now. So let me just move this over using my pen tool capabilities. Let me zoom in and just quickly draw a big thing that the only accurate part was going to be what I just drew. So look at how I can just come around the whole thing like this and join it in. Now I want to add a white fill to it. That's important. So I'm going to click the fill color and make it white. Now look, I have to find where it went. See it way up there? See it right there? I have to actually move it down into the bottom. Look at this. I have to move it all the way to the bottom of that group. Now I can go into the Recolor Edit window. Once I unlock all of these shapes right here, okay, I'm unlocking all of them inside that shape number 10 that I've added a big fill to, and I click the circle. Now when I go into Edit, Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork, there will be a white one. Now I can click the white one. I can actually add saturation to it, and I can alter the color. So let's now go in and alter the fill. So let me see what I'm doing here and why it's not coloring. Oops! Look, I didn't click the line. It's still a line. Even though I told it to be white to purple, do you see how it didn't until I actually click this right there? and for some reason it's not letting me do it. So I have to figure out why isn't it letting me do it. All right, so I'm going to say OK on it, and I'm going to try to do it again. So I may actually have to click on that piece all by itself, which is a white fill. So now I'm going to try number 2. So this is what sometimes you just have to do in Illustrator. It should allow me to color it. I shouldn't have to click on it right now with a white fill and just add a color here. Yes, it would color it here, but I want to see if the edit color window actually works in the white fill. So now, do you see how I clicked on it all by itself? Do you see the arrow? The arrow is there. So now I can actually add a color. I can actually take it and make it any color I want, and you can see by now using this, the original color is still white, but now I've used the Edit Recolor Artwork window to color it that color. And I know it's ugly, but whatever. So now let's go do another shape. Let's go do these squirrely things here. This may be another problem that we may have if the artist wants to have a color in the background. So I'm going to close this. And there's one other thing that I want to introduce you to. So I always lock up everything, okay? So now let me find that shape. That's not it. That is it. So now I have this one here. So now this one consists of 2 groups. So let me click them. Okay, they're pretty big. Now I want you to also see something that if you still cannot color something, here is what you have to do, okay? Leave it selected, and I'm going to do it for this shape. Leave it selected, go into Object, Expand, or it may be Expand Appearance that may be actually able to be clicked on. But I'm going to expand this one's appearance both in the fill and the stroke and click OK. Now, if I hadn't been able to color it before, I will be able to color it now. So let's go into Edit, Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork, and you can see there's an arrow by the black, okay, and there's no white, so I'm going to have to do the same thing to that shape by making a large rectangle in the back and just making it part of that group. All right, that'll work fine. So now let's desaturate it. Let's add a different color to this and make it something. What is changing here? Oh, no, that's changing fine. So I have now a teal green there. That's I was looking at something else. Now, inside that group, which is this one, Brian? No, it's this one. I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. So inside shape 9, I have to kind of try to make a shape that's going to be underneath this group. All right, so let's just see how bad it's going to be. What I mean by that is I may have to actually do some custom path edits. So I'm just going to make a rectangle underneath it like this. All right, and I'm going to take that, and again, I'm going to make it white. Now, see it way up there? I need to move it right down right there. Now, it ended up covering this shape right here, and I think that's the shape right there, because I needed to actually draw it better than I did. So I'm going to delete it. So what I would need to do here is to take my pen tool and actually come, I think this is going to work, but if it's not, then the artist is going to have to try to figure out something a little bit different in the shape. So I'm going to try to come like this. Let me take the fill away so I can actually see what I'm drawing. And now look at how I'm kind of making my path. Let me take that path and let's use our drawing techniques to actually now make a rectangle that works. So let me come up here. Okay, this may not work, and I'm going to show you why. Let me just finish drawing, and I just want to see if this is going to work. And I'll tell you the reason why it's not working. It's because of layer order. That's why. Okay, so I'm just going to come around the bottom here, and now I've made kind of a custom shape. But you see this, what looks like black flower petals? That layer is lower than the one that I'm working on. So I may be covering up that piece without wanting to. So I'm going to double click this, make it white again, and yes, I did cover it up. So I may take shape number 9 and move it underneath everything here, and that would solve everything I'm trying to do. So I'm going to take this path and move it down below here. Now I'm going to take shape number 9 and move it to the bottom. And I think that worked fine. Actually, I think that worked great. Okay, now I can go in and recolor that shape. So again, I'm going to click on that circle inside. You see how I clicked on that shape, which is the big white rectangle. Go into Edit, Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork in the way that I want you to. Yes, there's an arrow there. Yes, I can come up like this, and I can recolor that artwork and make it as saturated as I want, or whatever color I want. So that is something that now we can solve, and that's kind of pretty. So there we go. All right, so let's go lock up that shape, and let me try another shape that I may have to expand the appearance on. So what I'd like to do is to try to color these black petals. So let's lock up everything else. Let's open the black petals, and here is a group. So everything is colored inside this but the black. So I'm going to try first to recolor the black petals. I'll make them some other color, but I'm going to try. I may have to do a couple of different things. So if I click on the black, yes, and the artist may have just wanted to leave this black, which is fine, but there is an arrow there now. If the arrow wasn't there, just go up and click that line. Remember at the beginning I said put it on all, and I said recolor it, turn on, put the check mark on and off, click OK, and then go right back into the window. That sometimes lets all the colors be recolored. So now if I wanted to, I'm just going to resaturate it, and you can see how I can make it any color I want. And I know the artist isn't happy with what I'm doing, but I'll just leave it like that. Okay. So that should be a little trick to show you how to do everything there. Now, I'm interested in these lines here, and you can stop this movie if you want, that's fine, but I'm going to click on this one, which those aren't the lines, these are the lines. Nope, that's not it either. Let's go to here. Nope. Which one is it? It's this one. Okay, so there it is right there. It's this one right there. Let's go inside, click on the circle. Now, the arrow just may be there, all right? And this is another one that I would have to draw a shape on if I wanted to color the background behind it with a new shape. But let's just go in and see if we can quickly do this, and then I'll end this movie. So I really wanted you to see that you need to put it on from auto to all right? And now the arrow is appearing. I can click it on and off, and now I can desaturate it. I can click the color, and you can see how I can change it to any color I want. Okay, so that should be working. I can't color the white background because there is no shape there to color. I would have to redraw that shape and put it below this group right here, but inside shape number 7. You follow what I mean there? Okay, so that should be a nice little trick for us to get stuff done, and let you color every color in there in case the artist didn't want to have anything left over that's black. I hope that helped.